88.1 The Berg, your music central. You are in the backyard burn, and as always, you've got your boy Shane Dog Peterson here with me as always as well, my trusty buddy Noah Annette. Noah, how are you doing this lovely evening?
You know, I'm doing pretty great. It's another day in paradise, as I like to say, as well. Which actually, in boat terms, means it's another really bad day. But like for me, it's like I'm doing the best I can. We're like still not really able to do much around here, but on the bright side, in the next 4 days, uh, the fourth. May the 4th. Yoda is bringing a present to me, opening golfing back up and state parks. So I can't complain.
All right, well,
Just in Washington for
just in
some
Washington.
reference here.
Yeah, Governor Inslee, I believe he's opening up everything recreationally on the 4th, which I'm excited about. I'm not even in Washington at the moment, but I'm excited for you guys because I've been going a little stir crazy, but I am not going as stir crazy as you are. We were talking, Noah, you have been inside your house for 22 days straight. How are you doing it?
Honestly, it's not that hard. I keep finding all these different things to do. So like, I don't have like the internet all day long because my mom's got like work in the mornings. So I kind of just hang out with my parents during the front end of the day. And then on the back end of the day, I do like my school work. I do like my work, and it's kind of just like a little routine. And then on the weekends, I have a little more free reign. I think it really depends if like there's nothing on TV. Like last night, there was nothing on TV. Like I mean, there's stuff, but like nothing I want to watch. And so that's like a struggling day, but I think I might go a little more crazy once we start running out of episodes of shows, and that's happening very soon. Like a lot of shows are starting to just be the old reruns, and I can't do that forever.
Yeah, you're going to have to start getting off the regular tube and start exploring more of the streaming services, which if any of you guys are looking for anything on any of our streaming services, our new Berg Life department has been putting out some blogs, some recommendations that you can go check out on our page at 881theberg.com. I even wrote one about the top 5 best things on Amazon Prime. Do you have Amazon Prime? Do you mess with that, Noah?
Yeah, I do. I actually like it quite a bit.
Okay.
I've watched a bunch of different series on there, but it's definitely worth a watch. I think they're kind of underrepresented in the market because they get more of like the high quality movies rather than some of the other stuff going on. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. I actually wrote a blog, another blog yesterday that I threw up there. It was a League of Legends blog, of course. But if you care anything about that in the pro scene, you should either look at it if you like it. If you don't like that stuff, then it's up to you. I'm not forcing you once again.
Well, you know what, Noah? I know I'm going to go read it because I'm interested to see what you say. Because when it comes to this new world that we're living in and going into the world of esports, any explanation or any little bit of tidbit I can get, I know I'm going to do. So I suggest that everybody takes a look at those if they get a chance. Noah, you brought up something that was on it was on King 5 News or on 10 o'clock last night. Is that correct?
Yeah, it was like it's not when King 5 starts on like their normal channel. It's like when they're on like 16 or whatever on the channels. But yeah, Shane, there was the Pentagon UFO tapes came out like yesterday apparently from like 2004. And so there was like this UFO sighting in Bremerton, Washington. And it was just like a spot. Like it was just like a white spot on the TV because they have to do it in infrared. And I was like, is this seriously all we have to talk about? Is this like UFO sighting from 2004? Like, is this even really a UFO, or are they flying a plane over that's like really hard to tell, and then they have like the infrared on it? So I was a little skeptical. I didn't really know what was going on, but I'd be pretty happy if there was like, maybe a UFO at first, but it could be a bad situation. I don't really know, but it'd be interesting to talk about.
Well, it happened in 2004. So I think if they were to come do any type of like Mars attacks type deal where they come on and they start messing with us on Earth, then that probably would have already happened. I think UFOs are a very weird thing. I'm not superstitious. I'm a little stitious, as many may say. But one thing that I've noticed since moving to Washington, because I grew up in Northern California, and we got some Bigfoot sightings up in the redwoods and a few places here. But Washington, you guys have all the weirdest stuff just hanging out in the forest. There's so much weird mystical creatures probably back in like Snoqualmie Pass that I think of, at least, that it's insane. We've had 2 Bigfoot spottings this year. Now we're getting all these UFO tapes released from Washington. What's next? That's what I'm trying to think about. What's going to happen next?
It's
We
gonna
have
be unicorn, big old unicorn.
maybe, I would not be surprised. A snow unicorn, the snow unicorns of Snoqualmie Pass. That's what they would be. I swear. I think that something like that's going to happen. I'm blown away by all this. And the one thing that I think is really funny, I was reading a little bit of the article about this UFO spotting, and guess who's on the job as one of the head researchers looking into some of these UFO encounters, and especially looking into this case.
I have no clue.
It is the head of To the Stars Academy of Arts and Sciences. It is a company that is founded by nobody other than Tom DeLonge, the old frontman of Blink 182.
Oh yeah, that's who they had on the news last night. I forgot about that part.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know. I'm a huge punk rock fan, and I listen to a lot of pop punk, and Blink 182 is a staple in that. So I actually went to a Blink 182 concert without Tom because he's literally quit the band to pursue UFOs. Like, he had a ginormous music career, and he's just like, nope, we're gonna find these suckers. We're gonna show everybody the truth. We're gonna be the pioneers. It's gonna happen.
He's trying to be the Lewis and Clark of UFO hunting.
That's a great analogy. Except he doesn't have a Clark. He's just kind of solo doloing it a little bit. He's just out here whiling. But these UFO things, I've never seen one. I want to see one before I die. That's something that I definitely want to see. And if any of you guys know anything more about this, or if you've seen a UFO, you should tell us about it at 509-963-2311. And also, you can hit us up on all of our social medias at 881 The Berg on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. 88.1 The Berg, your music central in the backyard burn, and you're still here with Shane Dog Peterson and Noah Annette. And Noah, you sent me something that I think is grand, that I think we need to share with the audience. We are going to pick our best road trip crew, but people have already been selected for the characters who are going to be in our cars. Name them off for us, please.
Okay, and so they also have to go corresponding with the box they're in, because if you went and like just picked all people from one box, which you wouldn't want to do, it wouldn't go as well. So in box number 1, we have Joe Biden, Darren Ravel, Skip Bayless, LeVar Ball, and Gun Girl. In box number 2, we have Logic, Floyd Mayweather, Draymond Green, Antonio Brown, and Bad Barbie. Box 3, Carol Baskin, Roger Goodell, Jacob Sartorius, Grayson Allen, and the OK Boomer Girl. And in box number 4, we have Little Xan, Logan Paul, OJ Simpson, Donald Trump, and Jake Paul.
This is a very tough one. I'm going to go first and say for seat number 1, we got Joe Biden, Darren Neville, Skip Bayless, LeVar Ball, and Gun Girl. You might think I'm a little bit crazy here. I think I would probably pick Joe Biden.
You go Joe Biden?
I would go with Joe Biden. I don't know who Darren Ravel is. Don't really care to know. Skip Bayless, can't stand him. LeVar Ball, can't even stand him even more. And then the Gun Girl is just like one of the worst thing that's ever happened to our media. And actually, no, I take that back. She does a lot of good stuff. She stands up for freedom of speech on college campuses, and she has her own thing, but I just can't stand her. The way that she argues with people, ridiculous. Would not want to be sitting next to her. I'm going Big Joe.
Yeah, Darren Ravel's a big sports guy too. It's kind of like it's more like the sports box a little bit more than the other ones.
Hmm.
I think you just finish yours off, and then I'll go with mine for who we want.
All right. Well, we got seat number 2. We got Logic, Floyd Mayweather, Draymond Green, Antonio Brown, and Bad Barbie. I'd probably go with Logic. Logic seems like a pretty nice guy. He kind of is a nerdier dude. I don't know. I think I'd get along with Logic better. Floyd Mayweather, can't stand him. Draymond Green, hate the Golden State Warriors. Antonio Brown, hate him. Bad Barbie, basically made a joke of herself on my boy Dr. Phil's show. Can't stand her. And then chair number 3, the first person, Carol Baskins. Oh, and then Roger Goodell, another. So we're between Grayson Allen, OK Boomer Girl, and Jacob How do you pronounce it?
Sartorius.
Sartorius. What does he do?
I'm looking him up.
Yep, if we have to look him up, he's not good enough. I'm going with the OK Boomer Girl.
Oh, he's a singer and an internet personality.
Oh, okay. I'm still going with the OK Boomer Girl.
He looks like he's 12, honestly. He's 17, so I was pretty in the ballpark. But
same age range. And then for our 4th seat, we got Little Xan, Logan Paul, O.J. Simpson, Donald Trump, and Jake Paul. This is the easiest one out of all of them. Little Xan, all day, every day. Big Little Xan guy over here.
I don't even know who Lil Xan is.
You don't know who Little Xan is?
No.
Dude, he's got sweet face tattoos. Xanarchy. He used to hang out with Little Peep. He's got a bunch of stuff.
You want to hang out with this person?
Yeah, dude, he's sweet. What are you talking about? Little Xan's awesome.
He looks like so weird and freaky to me. I don't know.
The thing is that if we were on a road trip, he would be on so much drugs that he probably wouldn't say a lot, so he would just be kind of passed out in the corner.
I think you'd freak me out. Okay.
Yeah,
that's Shane's group.
Yeah, Joe Biden, Logic, OK Boomer Girl, and Little Xan. That's who I'm doing my road trip with. We're going to be going cross country.
I have to think about who is going to like each other when I think about these seats. Like, are these people just going to absolutely hate each other, or what's going to go on here? So box number 1, I feel like I have to have like people that would fit the vibe of the trip, right?
It's the vibe.
So even though like Skip Bayless isn't my favorite dude, I'm going with Skip Bayless in seat number 1. And the reason I'm going with him is because he's got connections and a lot of money, so he can help fund my trip. So Skip Bayless is in my first seat.
Like the way you're thinking.
See, Joe Biden, I feel like he's a pretty cool dude, but I think he's a little too old for my trip. Like I got to have people in my age range, you know? And like I think Skip Bayless still is hip enough to go on my trip. And Darren Ravel, I don't really know him. LeVar Ball is just annoying. Not my favorite. Like he just makes up stuff. Like he's like, "Oh, my Suns are better than these players," and no, they're not. And I don't really know who Gun Girl is, but she doesn't really. I don't really. Think
she was a girl that was from Kent State University, and she took a bunch of grad pictures with I think it was a AR-15. Yeah, took a bunch of graduation photos on campus with an AR-15, and got in a bunch of trouble, and then she sued the university and won.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't think she's fitting the vibe. She doesn't have a lot of money to fund my trip, so that's how it's gonna work here.
No,
box number 2, I think I would pick Logic if I was to pick my favorites, but I don't think he has enough. Like I think he has a lot of money, but like I think Floyd Mayweather and Skip Bayless would be a good combination together. So I think I'd go with Floyd Mayweather. That dude's got just boatloads of money, so that's good.
This is a very superficial, money-driven car, Noah.
It is. I'm purposefully picking people that can fund my trip and that would get along together.
Noah's just going to be driving the whole road trip. He's like, so I'm looking for some serious investors on this trip idea that I have, so hear me out.
Yeah, I'm trying to be like Mark Cuban on the Shark Tank, but with a bunch of people that already have a lot of money and find ways for me to finagle myself into their portfolios.
Finagle myself into their portfolios. Dear Lord. Okay, so
Yeah,
you
Draymond Green. No, I don't like him. I don't like Antonio Brown. They're both just kind of off their rockers a little bit. And then Bad Barbie, that's just not a good situation. Those three are like just not my favorites. Number three, Carol Baskin. No, I don't know who Jacob Sartorius is. Grayson Allen. He's just he was annoying at Duke, annoying now in my opinion. The OK Boomer girl. Don't really know her, but I know like what she is. But so I would go with Roger Goodell. He's got a lot of money, fits into my portfolio group, and it would just be interesting.
shame.
No shame.
Of all people, you pick Goodell.
He's not the worst person. He's not
Pretty close.
No.
He's worse than Carol Baskin.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is a dictator. He is ruining football.
Oh, really? Oh, he's really ruining football right now. I think there's a few other things ruining football right now.
You got a point.
And honestly, I thought he was really interesting during the draft, but that's just my opinion. Number four, I'm not going to pick anyone that did any illegal activities. So, depending on who you want to look at there, I don't really like that box very much, but I think, this is just really tough. You know what?
Don't say it.
I don't want to pick the athlete in that box because that's really bad. Do the Paul brothers have a lot of money?
Yes, for doing nothing.
Okay.
Or, I mean, they have a lot of money for stuff that I want to do, but I just don't think it's that funny.
I feel like Logan has more money than Jake, but I also know that he did something sketchy a while back, but I think he's redeemed himself. So I think I'm going to go with the Logan Paul in the number 4 box because I feel like once again, it'll be like a vibe that everyone will fit on this trip.
A lot of money and a lot of bad stuff. That's what I think.
Well, I don't think they're all like necessarily bad people. I think like the media portrays them a certain way based off of their opinions, but like, I think, I'd like to get to know these people a little more.
I want to get to know you better.
Also, I need Floyd Mayweather for protection. That guy can like help me out.
No, I'm really looking for a car of people that could actually throw hands. That's what I'm really looking for.
Maybe I might need a bodyguard while I'm wherever I'm at.
Now, I was scrolling through some blogs today, Noah, and I found some unfortunate news that we were talking about before the break, that it looks like NCAA Football 20 is not going to be a thing.
Yeah, that is a travesty in itself. We have been waiting for this game since ENCAA 2014 that had the old cover star, Denard Robinson from the University of Michigan.
Yep.
A very electric athlete. Did not really pan out in the NFL. It was kind of expected. He didn't have the skill set that a lot of people thought he would. Mm-hmm. But, it looked like he was going to have Trevor Lawrence on the cover and be a new way to move forward. I think now the different types of, the restriction that didn't allow players to be paid, I think eventually one of these companies is going to step up and develop the game. But I think it'll take a little bit of time still. You got to have the motivation and see the profitability when making a game like that. Yeah,
it sucks because that was the NCAA football games were the games that I grew up on. I started with 06, 07, and then I kept collecting all the way up until 14, and then they discontinued, which I think really sucks because it takes away a bunch of good stuff, good content. The story modes for those games were awesome. We got to be in high school and kind of like play a bunch of weird high school football games, and then you get to go into, college. You get to pick schools. It's like a recruiting process. All the different stuff and gameplay that game had was amazing. And now we are been given Doug Flutie's Maximum Football 2019.
I don't think anyone wants to play that, to be honest.
Apparently, this game was made by like a team of like 5 people, including Doug Flutie himself, and it's only $20. So if you go to any, if you go on like the PlayStation store, the Xbox store, any of those places, you could pick up Doug Flutie's Maximum Football for $20. But let me tell you, you're going to be very disappointed because it's supposed to be about college football, but there's no real colleges. They all make fake colleges. It's a sham.
Yeah, see, that's like me when I was looking for like a lacrosse video game on my Xbox, like 360 back in the day. And they made 2 of them. And one of them was like actually had the pro teams and it was pretty cool. And then they had an outdoor one, which I thought was awesome because I played outdoor lacrosse. And it was really cool because they had like different interactions. The game was like not good. Like the gameplay was bad, but it was still like really fun because you could have like multiplayer and whatnot in it, and you could create your own team, and it was super slow budget. You got to keep that in mind. It was like maybe $5 max for the game.
Dang. So that's some old school video game like action there. I have been on the search for a good rugby video game because those are very hard to come by. Because they stopped making one of the last rugby video games they made was in 2008, and then they made Rugby World Cup 2011. Rugby World Cup 2011, and that game is amazing. But there's some new ones coming out, but it's such a hard sport to try to emulate into a game. It's way easier to do college football. And like, why can't we have these nice things? We want them. Athletes are going to be able to make money off of their names. Things are going to be able to be good. Like, come on. We could put people's names on the back of their jerseys in NCAA now. Like, come on.
Yeah, you always had to do like the roster updates or whatever when you and connect online and find the update that actually had their names. It was kind of a process. The one that I really miss was the old NCAA basketball games where you actually got to play in the March Madness tournament, and they were like really like difficult and competitive, and it was a lot of fun. And so they just haven't made that for even longer than football, like quite a few years. And the soundtrack for NCAA 2008 is considered one of the best video game soundtracks for a sports game, for the earlier years at least, not as much now. But they, that Papa Roach song, Last Resort, that song? So they played it with a college band, and that was the entrance song to the game when you like turned it on.
That's actually pretty hard. That goes hard.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah, well, we want to know what you guys think. I know plenty of us have grown up playing NCAA football games, and we want to know what you all think. Hit the line, 509-963-2311, or you could hit us up on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at 881TheBerg. 88.1 The Berg, your music central. The fire's getting low, and we're reaching the end of the backyard burn. It's time to call in the dogs, and the first dog's here. It's your boy Shane Dog, and with me, as always, Noah and Annette. Noah, I always love chatting with you, man. Gives me a little bit sense of a normalcy just seeing your pretty face on this camera every day.
Yeah, it's always a good time, man. I haven't really left my house, so I'm not really living the most normal life right now, but I'm actually going to have to leave the house today. I forgot to talk about this earlier. One of my packages from when I moved out of my house, my roommate's like dad accidentally took my boxes, and it makes sense because they were in the garage, and so he was like, "Oh, grab all the boxes in the garage," and so I had boxes in there, and so then I didn't have like 4 of my boxes, and I was like, "Oh, dang, that's not good." And so there's like some stuff that I'm like, "Oh, okay, I could just throw that away," and then other stuff that I'm like, "Yeah, I want to get that." So, anyways, the box finally got shipped over to my grandma's house, and so now it's at my grandma's house. So I'm just gonna have her leave it on her front porch, and I'll grab it and take it home.
You're not living the most normal life, but Noah, it sounds like you are living your best life, just avoiding people as much as possible and living it up.
Yeah, my grandpa came over the other day, like to drop something off, and I was like, Mike, hey, I'm not going to get really close to you, but you can stay over there and I'll talk to you.
Yeah, I love you, but just from a distance.
Yeah, from a longer distance than probably 6 feet.
Yeah, absolutely. I need to go see some of my grandparents. I need to go check in on them. I need to go out and get a little bit more sunshine into my life. I've been stuck inside doing schoolwork, slaving away these past couple of days. And I hope all you guys are staying well, staying healthy, staying safe. And guys, please remember you could always find us on all of your social medias on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at 881. And to get right back into what we've been doing, here's Right Back by Khalid here on Your Music Central.